So you got an artificial lawn, right? And you were probably sold this amazing dream of a perfect green yard with zero maintenance, a set it and forget it solution. But if you're noticing it's looking a little flat, maybe a little dingy, or it has a certain smell, you're probably starting to figure out that wasn't the whole story. Let's get into it because the truth is, you might have been sold a bit of a lie. So, what's the first thing we all do? We grab the garden hose and give it a good spray down. It looks clean, right? Water washes stuff away. But here's the thing. What if that simple act of rinsing, the one thing you're probably doing to take care of it, is actually making things a whole lot worse? And hey, if you're feeling a little bit confused or frustrated by this, you're not alone, not by a long shot. As turf expert John Constantine says, homeowners have been sold a lie. This whole idea of zero maintenance is a myth. The reality is your turf is an investment, and like any investment, it needs to be protected with a little bit of know-how. Let me put it this way. If you spilled a glass of wine on your living room carpet, would you just pour some water on it and walk away? No way, of course not. Well, your artificial turf is basically your outdoor carpet, and it needs way more than just a splash of water to get truly clean. This is where we get into the real nitty-gritty, because the biggest problems with your turf aren't the leaves you see on the surface. No, the real dangers are the hidden killers lurking deep down, right beneath the blades, and if you ignore them, they can cause some serious permanent damage. First up is the one that ruins the look of your lawn: pile crush. That's the technical term for when your turf fibers get all matted and flattened down from things like foot traffic or patio chairs. If they stay flat for too long, they actually develop a permanent memory. Think of it like a hard crease in a piece of paper. And once they set like that, they are not going to stand up again on their own. And remember that rinsing we talked about? Well, instead of washing dust and dirt away, the water pressure just pushes it all down deep into the turf's base. And over time, all that gunk compacts into a thick, hidden layer of sludge. This sludge totally chokes your lawn's drainage system, and you're not going to believe this, it actually creates the perfect environment for weeds to start growing. Yep, weeds in your artificial grass. So to be super clear, rinsing your lawn is not helping. It's actually pushing dust deeper to create that sludge. And for pet owners, it's just spreading the smelly urine crystals around. What it absolutely does not do is get rid of the deep down organic waste, it doesn't eliminate the source of the odors, and it for sure doesn't do anything to fix those matted, crushed turf fibers. Now, if you're a pet owner, you really need to listen to this. When pet urine evaporates, it leaves behind nasty little things called uric acid crystals. Water doesn't dissolve them, it just reactivates the smell. That's where you get that awful locker room smell on a hot day. Even worse, all that waste and moisture can create a bacterial biofilm, a slimy, gross surface that is just not safe for your kids or your pets to be playing on. Okay, I know that was a lot of bad news. But here's the good news. There is a solution, and it's actually pretty simple. It's a framework we call the Trinity of Care, and if you get this down, you'll have the foundation for making your lawn last for years. All right, here it is, your new game plan. Number 1, rinse, but you're going to do it gently, just to get the light surface dust off. Number 2, and this one is so important, brush. Get a stiff broom and brush against the grain. This is what keeps those fibers standing tall and prevents that pile crush. And number 3, treat. Especially for pet owners, you have to use an enzymatic cleaner. It's the only thing that actually breaks down and destroys those smelly crystals. Rinse, brush, treat. That's your key to regular maintenance. Following that DIY Trinity is fantastic, and it's going to handle 95% of your upkeep. But to bring a lawn back from the brink or to really protect that big investment you made, it helps to understand what the pros can do. This is how you go from a lawn that's just surviving to one that is absolutely thriving. And the difference, really, is all about the equipment. In your garage, you've got a hose and a broom. A professional service shows up with an entire arsenal. We're talking high-powered vacuums that literally suck out all the old, compacted gunk from the base of your turf. Industrial power brooms that fluff it all back to life, and hospital-grade treatments. It's a totally different level of clean. So here's what all that pro gear actually gets you. A professional refresh is a full-on restoration. They start by decompacting that deep sludge layer. Then they use power tools to bloom the turf, which reverses even stubborn pile crush. They'll also inspect all the seams and edges for safety and finish with a deep antimicrobial treatment to make sure the surface is truly sanitary for your family. This analogy really just nails it. Your regular brushing and treating, that's like washing your car in the driveway. It's essential. But a professional turf refresh is like getting your car professionally detailed. It's that deep clean and restoration that protects its value and keeps it looking showroom new for years. And that really brings us to the bottom line here. This isn't just about having a pretty lawn. This is about protecting a major financial investment in your property. 20 years. That's the potential lifespan of a high-quality artificial lawn. But you have to know that number comes with a giant asterisk next to it, and that asterisk says, if properly maintained. Without that care, you'll be lucky to get a third of that. And just look at this chart. It lays out the financial choice pretty clearly. With a mix of your own care and maybe an occasional pro service, you get the full lifespan, and your lawn becomes a premium selling point for your home. But with neglect, you could be facing a massive replacement cost in as little as 3 to 7 years, turning your asset into a liability. The math doesn't lie. So here it is, plain and simple. A neglected lawn isn't just an eyesore, it's actively throwing money down the drain every single day. But you can stop that slide today. You can restore your lawn's beauty and, more importantly, protect the investment you made in your home. If you want to see the difference a professional refresh can make for your turf, the next step is easy. Just visit lflturf.com to learn more and schedule a consultation.